At exactly 4:45 in the morning, most of Europe was still asleep. The streets were quiet, the air was still, and, for a brief moment, everything felt normal. Then, the silence shattered. A thunderous explosion echoed across the Baltic coast as the German battleship Schleswig-Holstein fired its guns. The shells tore through the Polish military outpost at Westerplatte, sending shockwaves through the ground and smoke rising into the early morning sky. Within seconds, everything had changed. This was not a warning. This was not a threat. This was war. And in just a few hours, millions of lives would be pulled into a conflict they could not escape. Welcome to Dark History Files. Today, we're not just talking about how World War II started. We're stepping inside the first day of it. Hour by hour, moment by moment, we're going to see what really happened on September 1st, 1939. Because wars don't begin the way people imagine. They don't start with speeches. They don't begin with announcements. They begin quietly, and then all at once. The night before the invasion, Europe was tense. In Poland, people were going about their normal routines. Shops closed, lights went out, families went to sleep. But behind the scenes, everything was already set in motion. German forces were positioned along the border, engines idling, troops waiting in silence. Orders had already been given, maps had already been studied, targets had already been chosen. And somewhere in the darkness, soldiers prepared for something they knew would change everything. Just days earlier, Germany had signed a non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union. But hidden inside that agreement was a secret plan. Poland would be divided, split between two powerful nations. And there was nothing Poland could do to stop it. Before dawn, the operation began. German aircraft moved first. As the sky slowly lightened, bombers appeared overhead. The sound was distant at first, a low hum, barely noticeable. Then suddenly, it grew louder. Sirens screamed, engines roared, and bombs began to fall. One of the first places hit was the town of Wieluń. There were no major military targets there, no large defenses, just civilians, homes, hospitals. Within minutes, buildings collapsed, streets filled with debris. People ran in every direction, not understanding what was happening, only knowing they had to escape. At the same time, on the Baltic coast, the attack on Westerplatte had already begun. Polish soldiers stationed there were completely outmatched. They had limited supplies, limited weapons, and now they were under heavy artillery fire. The explosions came one after another, shaking the ground beneath them. Dust filled the air, visibility dropped, but despite everything, they didn't retreat. They held their position. Because even in the very first hours of the war, resistance had begun. What followed was something the world had never truly seen before. A new type of warfare, fast, coordinated, overwhelming. German tanks advanced rapidly, moving deeper into Polish territory. Infantry followed behind them. Aircraft flew above, striking targets ahead of the advancing forces. This was Blitzkrieg, lightning war. It was designed to break defenses before they could even respond, and it worked. Within hours, Polish forces were already under immense pressure. Communication lines were destroyed, railways were bombed, Command structures began to collapse. Everything was happening too fast. Across Poland, confusion spread. Some people didn't even know a war had started. They just heard explosions, saw smoke, watched buildings collapse. Families were separated, children lost in the chaos. People tried to flee, but there was nowhere safe to go. Roads became crowded. Refugees moved in every direction, and above them, planes continued to circle. But while all of this was happening, another story was being told. A false one. German forces staged fake attacks to make it look like Poland had been the aggressor. Evidence was planted, scenes were created, and then the narrative was pushed. That Germany was defending itself, that this war was justified. And for many people inside Germany, it worked. Because they didn't see the destruction. They only heard the explanation. Later that morning, Hitler addressed the nation. He spoke with confidence, with certainty. He claimed Germany had been attacked. That action was necessary. But by that point, the truth was already visible. Not in speeches, but in the burning towns of Poland. Across Europe, leaders watched carefully. Britain, France, other nations. They had promised to defend Poland. But on that first day, they hesitated. They waited. Because they still hoped this could be contained, that it wouldn't turn into something bigger. But history had already moved forward. By the end of the first day, the scale of the invasion was clear. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers were involved. Tanks had crossed deep into Polish territory. Air attacks continued, and the speed of it all was overwhelming. This was not a border conflict. This was the beginning of something much larger. By nightfall, there was no turning back. The invasion had begun, and the world could no longer ignore it. 2 days later, war would officially be declared. But in reality, World War II had already started. Right here, on this day, in these moments. Because history doesn't begin with explosions. It begins with decisions, with moments when people choose to act or to wait. The warning signs were there. The tension had been building, but it was ignored. And that is the most dangerous part. Because what happened on September 1st, 1939, was not sudden. It was the result of everything that came before it. And a reminder that history doesn't repeat itself by accident. It repeats when no one stops it. If you want to understand what happened next, how the war spread across the world, and how it changed everything, subscribe to Dark History Files.
Because history is not just something we learn, it's something we must never forget.